All right, hello everyone. Hello. Welcome to my channel. It has been a long day, and I'm sorry I'm a little late, but I got caught up reading when I was waiting for the time to start. Oops. And my kids just closed the door that leads between here and the house, the main house. So I guess I was being too loud. Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Skye. I need to come up with a new intro because I usually say I'm a fantasy author who typically writes paranormal romance under the Hegyes. And while that hasn't changed, we're changing it up a little bit because I write fantasy novels and novellas under the name S.D. Hegyes, but I'm going to be start publishing short stories that are also fantasy. Again, mainly paranormal romance. That's what I like. I like me a good supernatural romantic coupling. But I'm going to be writing paranormal romance mostly, all subgenres of fantasy, really, under the name Coda Hegyes if they're short stories. So I need to come up with a new intro. I'll figure it out. I will probably just say something like I write fantasy under the name S.D. Hegyes and Coda Hegyes, depending on what the length of the story is. Something to that effect. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'll have to figure it out. But in the meantime, we are here to do some productivity sprints. We're going to be doing some 30-minute sprints. I've already got a handy-dandy timer up. And while we're doing that, let us know in the comments what you're working on tonight. I have good news and slightly less good news. That's not quite bad, but not quite good. So for those who don't know, I've been working on Sultry Solstices, which is the first of 7 short story series in the Serenity universe. I finished book 7 tonight, the first draft. And it's completely done. I have a whole draft, including the epilogue, of 7, which means that I accomplished my goal this month, because my goal this month was to finalize at least the first draft of all 7 stories. Each story is in various stages of writing process currently, but I have at least a first draft of all 7. However, story number 4 and 5, I think, are the 2 that I don't have the epilogue for, because what I was doing with the epilogue is I was introducing the main character of the next story. And 4 and 5's epilogues, I didn't know the story yet, so I skipped writing the epilogues of both of those until I wrote the story, and I haven't gone back to them since. So I do need to write those. And that's what I'm going to attempt to do tonight. Kind of. We'll see. Otherwise, I'll be working on a brand new story I started the other day. I was handwriting it. I began that at the beginning of this week when I was trying to take a break from number 7. And I am on chapter 7 of that story. So, yay. So I'm getting all the things done, which is really good. And part of the reason that my goal was to finish the first draft of all 7 stories this month is because that hopefully next week I start a new job. I say hopefully because I finally got my birth certificate. I've been waiting for my birth certificate because I cannot get a job until I have a current valid ID. And I couldn't do that without a birth certificate. And yeah, so it's lots of things going on. So finally have that, which means now I have to go up to the DMV and get a new ID. And I do have a job as long as I have an ID. Hopefully. Last I was told I still have a job as long as I have an ID. So fingers crossed. I get my ID on Tuesday because that's the only day that the DMV is open. And I go straight from DMV to job and have a job. So that's the goal. And that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to have all 7 stories done, at least the first draft, by the end of this month. Because the first story in that series, if everything goes according to plan, will come out June 23rd. Yes, June 23rd. I had to double check that. So, turn this off. That's really bright. There we go. That fixed it. So, anyways, I'm going to say hi to everyone in the comment section, and then we will get started on a sprint, and I will figure out during the sprint what exactly I'm going to work on. So, scrolling back to the top because the chat's been a little lively. JC was here first. Hello, I'm early, but I wanted to secure my seat in the front row. She got to get comfy. Got to wiggle in that seat and get comfy. Gwen is also here. Hello. Hi. Thank you, Gwenna. Gwenna said, congrats. I'm so proud of you. Everyone's saying hi to each other. And JC's like, wait, I'm not getting 4 when I hand you back 3? Man, I'm sorry. It's done other than the epilogue. I also, because I've been trying to get the first draft of these other stories done, 4 onward, I haven't even started doing my self-edits. So, no, you're not. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But June's goal, so my goal for May was to complete the first draft of all 7. My goal for June is to complete my self edits of 4 and 5. 5 I know is going to need a complete rewrite because the pacing is not right on it, and I figured out why. I just need to fix it and rewrite the whole thing. So that's not going to be so bad. But 4 just needs some edits, some self edits, and then the epilogue. It'll be good to go. And then you'll have it, JC. So no worries. By the end, you should have it actually by mid-June, before the first one comes out. Gwen says, hi, JC. I'm still doing coding tonight, but I worked half a shift today, and it was a blast. Some days really remind me why I love my job. I need to finish Unit 3 coding work tonight. Are you still doing Python out of curiosity? How's that going for you? And then JC says, oh, Gwenna, that's awesome. Not that you're still doing homework, but just that you were reminded how much you love your job. It's awesome when you love jobs. Gwenna says, also, I lost my voice completely between allergies and chatting with my sister last night, but I'm finally converted her into productivity sprints. It only took 4 years. JC said, it's okay. It gives me more time to dive into Gwenna's story. Is this the Arthurian one? That's exciting. If it is, if it's not, it might be a different one for all I know. I'm curious and nosy. Gwenna says, I've been switching back between warm liquids to try and fail to get my voice back. And then JC said, I'm so sorry you lost your voice. I am too. I am so sorry you lost your voice. For some reason, I thought you had it back, like you lost it and then had it back. I didn't realize you were still trying to get it back. I am so sorry. That sucks. My brain was misfiring. Yes, it is. Oh, I love a good Arthurian story. That is awesome. Can't wait. Gwenna likes Python. I'm in a good module, branches and flowcharts and pseudocode. Oh, nice. I haven't started learning Python yet. That's going to be sometime in the future. Gwenna says, it is the Arthurian. I'll make JC into an epic fantasy fan yet. I don't quite write epic fantasy. I would love to write epic fantasy. I don't do enough world building, extensive lore to make it to epic fantasy. Unless, of course, I write like young adult, middle grade epic fantasy. Because that's as much as I would get as far as like my skills go, I think. Anyways, not the point. JC says, I'm not an epic fantasy fan. Morgan's books are great, and I think they would be considered epic fantasy. Interesting. All right, I have made it to the end of the comments that I can see so far. So I'm going to go ahead and, I lied. There's 2 more comments. Lizelle Samberry also writes fantasy. Love her books. Nice. And Gwenna says that's true. All right, now I've made it to the end. We're going to go ahead and start our first sprint. So 30 minutes on the clock. If you're new to my channel, I like to put up writing prompts while we're doing sprints. You don't have to write them if you don't want to. They're just there if you want to write but don't know what you want to write about. Maybe they'll inspire you some. And during this first sprint, I'm going to figure out what the heck I'm working on tonight and get to work on that. And we'll go from there. So, yeah. All right. Let me get us set up on our first sprint. Here is our prompt. Again, you don't have to use it. It says, no, you can't keep it as a pet. It's a dragon, for crying out loud. So I would totally keep a dragon as a pet. I'm just saying. If not pet, why pet shaped? I'm just saying. So, all right, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to start sprinting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time, everyone. Let us know how you did, what you did in the comments. I made a mistake of picking up my phone because I was planning on turning on music to listen to, and I still had the book open that I was reading before we started the stream. Um, so I continued reading for a little bit before I switched to do some handwriting, but my hand started hurting, so I have now opened up documents that I will read through during the next sprint and work on that. I have story number 3 open right now because JC pointed out some differences in the name, and it looks like the name was changed in my documents on the computer for like the Scrivener documents. So that means that the discrepancies happened when it was switched from Scrivener to Google Docs, which doesn't make me happy. I'm like, Google Docs, would you stop changing my freaking words? It's probably a user error. It's probably on me. It's fine. I will fix it. Not a big deal. Anyways, that's what I'm going to do on the next sprint is fix all those that error with the name. It's one of the side characters' names is Carrie, Kerry, and there's places where it says Carrie, and there's places where it says Kelly, Kelly. So, got to make sure it says Carrie. All right, let me go to the comments and see what everyone's been up to during that sprint. JC said, Gwenna, don't take my silence in the document as any reflection to your wonderful writing. I just have a ton of social media scheduling to do this weekend. And Gwenna answered the prompt, says, no, you can't keep it as a pet. It's a dragon, for crying out loud. But Mom, look at its little things. It's the size of our house. Dad would say yes. Your dad is dead. He would still say yes. It ate him. I love this exchange. Oh, JC agrees. Love that. Okay. JC also asked, Gwenna, how much more coding homework do you have left to do? Gwenna says, kiddo was a major distraction. Couldn't even finish one section. And all the next unit is half of this one, like 15 hours worth. JC was like, oh no, we can blame Google. I'm just glad I caught it and he actually asked you about it regarding the name. Yes. 15 hours is a lot. I agree with JC. That's a lot. I am so sorry, Gwenna. That is a lot. You know, I think to myself, it would be cool to go back to school and learn all this stuff. And then I see people who are actively in school right now doing the things that I would actually like to go back to school for. And it's difficult. And I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Like, Gwenna, you're talking about doing coding with Python, and I'm like, that's actually one of the coding languages I would love to learn. Like, that is next on my agenda if I were to continue learning coding languages. Python's the next one I need to learn. And then you say things like that. 15 hours worth of like 1.5 units. I'm good. I do not need to go back to school that badly. I do not need to go to school back that badly. And then Laura is the other one. She's going to school for library sciences, but she every once in a while she talks about some of her classes. I'm like, that's a class I would take if I were to go back to school. And she talks about what she has to study and for how much for the test that she has to take. And I'm like, I'm good. I do not need to go to school that badly. I need to find courses that are just individual classes and courses that are like go at your own pace kind of thing, and just stick with those. That's all I want to do. Oh, Gordon says, thanks. I wrote it with my kid fake painting my face. Yes, some days I wonder why I do this to myself, but I want that freaking sheet of paper. The class load is 10 hours per week, and I lost a week due to anxiety spiral, so it's not usually this bad. Okay, that's good. I'm glad it's not usually this bad, but at the same time, it's one of those things where like you let any little thing drop, and it fucks everything else up so badly. So badly. JC's like, meanwhile, I'm over here dying to go back to school for something, anything. I love school. And Gwyneth says, "Oh yeah, Laura and I are taking accelerated 8-week courses. That's why it's so bad." Yeah, see, I couldn't do that. I did not have the attention span for that these days. Not and still be able to continue doing everything else. Like if I were to go back to school, I'm not saying I couldn't do the accelerated courses that you guys are taking, but like for example, Gwenna, you are a full time mom. You got the 8-week accelerated course, and you're working too. No, I would not be able to do that. I'm so glad that my kids are grown and can do their own thing right now, because there's no way I could do that with them being as little as yours is. Your little one is little, and then working as well. No, not and still be able to do accelerated courses. There's no way I could do that. Gwen says, to be fair, my home is a wreck. Something had to give. Yep, JC, you're right. Mom and a wife. I forgot about that. Yep. Gwen, you always mention a child, but you never mention a husband, at least when I'm around. So I keep forgetting you're like, I know you're married. I know that. I know it. But my brain just skips over the husband. I don't know why. I do it with myself too. When I'm talking about doing things, I'll always mention the kids, but never the hubs, unless the hubs is actively in the room with me. It happens all the time. Casey says Quetta is doing an amazing job and juggling all the things. Yes, she is. Absolutely. And Quetta says, y'all are too sweet. Jocelyn, hi. Welcome, welcome. The husband exists. I swear he does. It's not a figment of our imagination. Too funny. All right. Well, I made it to the end of the comments that I can see so far. So we're going to go ahead and do another sprint. We're probably only going to do 4 sprints tonight because I do have to, I still have to go to put some stuff together for tomorrow because I've got to go wash laundry in town. So I've got to get all that gathered together before my husband goes to bed. So we'll see. We'll see. JC says, I hope so if the kid exists. And Quinn says he knows better than to interrupt. He knows better than to interrupt me, though. I told him when we first started dating, if you interrupt my writing sessions, I will break up with you on the spot. He gives me good space. I love that for you, Gwen. I do. That is amazing. Meanwhile, everyone in my household's like, let's go see what mom's doing. Let's see if we can bug her. Though to be fair, when I get in the groove, they know better. They don't come mess with me. So that's always nice. And usually they're too busy doing their own things to come mess with me. It's just whenever they're at like a break in their own stuff, that's when it happens. All right. That being said, I've made it to the end of the comments that I can see. Everyone's saying hi to Jocelyn. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started on this next sprint. So our prompt, if anyone wants to use it, again, you do not have to, says, call me whatever you want, but I honestly think this is the best move going forward. Just remember, you don't have to like it because you don't have to live with it. I do. So that's going to be our prompt for anyone who wants to use it. And we're going to go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that's time, everyone. Let us know how you did what you did in the comments. We had someone join us while we were on the sprint. Say hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I thought about going to bed, but I decided sleep is for the weak. So here I am. That's about it, really. Um, I feel like the last couple weeks I've made decisions and then remade the decisions, but now I'm ready to move forward and start writing again. So,
Woo!
yay.
Yay. Okay. And during that sprint, I jumped around and did a couple of things. I updated my word count tracker. I've been using TrackBear, and it's completely up to date again. I also played around with the cover, and I was just finishing up what I think might work with it. Maybe I'm going to send it to someone during the next sprint and see what they think. Um, I'm halfway pleased with it for someone who's making it by themselves. Is it the greatest? No. Do I expect it to be? Absolutely not. But it works. It gets the point across. So we'll see. Um, and yeah, that's what I did during that sprint. No writing is done because I'm basically taking a break now that I finished story number 7. So I did start looking through my documents to see what I needed to do um, with them to finish them up, and I was gonna work on them, and I was like, now I want to take a break for the rest of the night from that series. So
Um, I haven't really done any writing or editing or anything like that in like the last, I want to say probably 3 weeks. Busy doing other things. I did decide at one point I was going to delete all of my books and then republish them under my new author name,
mhm.
but I have now I they're now back to where they were originally, okay, with no changes. And I did that because of two decisions. One, um, all that formatting that you did would have gone to waste. Two, that's a lot of books to change and update.
Psst, psst.
Yes. What?
I told you, you get free updates once a year. So I could do it, and that would be your once a year update. Usually I do it when you like need to add links and stuff, but changing name counts too, just so you know.
It's
So
okay. Um,
if you wanted to, you totally could.
right. So my idea was like these are all the books that are set in Oregon, and now with my old name, and then once I start publishing again, I'll publish with a new name. I did decide on the Kira Mendoza.
Okay,
Um, there's that. Only because Stephanie Dockery is like really long, it doesn't fit all in one line. That's really the only reason.
fair.
Um, I do have one thing. I'm not gonna say a story because it's the one. It's not even. It's like super short prequel, like 32 pages or something.
Mhm.
My idea is that eventually I'll get it printed, and I'll be like, hey, if you buy the first book, you get this book for free as a way to entice people to buy my stuff at the vendor shows, kind of like a freebie, I guess, because it's so short.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so that's out there also, so that way I can make a Amazon Central author page bio thing. Oh, um, yes.
Speaking of author pages stuff, I did do some research on that because I was like, I'm about to have add another pen name into stuff. And I remember that coming up across in one of the streams I've been in lately where someone was asking about like how many author names you could have with KDP. KDP allows you to have up to 7 names on one account,
What?
but you only have 3 author central pages. You know how you get a dedicated page to that particular name? You can only have
Um,
3 pages for author central that are dedicated to them, but you can have up to 7 names listed under each account. So that's how that works. At least if
um,
they don't update it between now and when I publish. So
that's good to know. Yes. So that's I I was gonna like redo everything and redo the covers, and even came up with brand new titles for all the books. And then I was like, "What am I even doing? Like, I'm just gonna move forward and call it good."
Yeah, fair enough.
Hmm.
All right, I'm gonna go see what everyone else from the chat was doing. Let's see. I had to scroll back up because I was trying to put in a comment so I would have a marker of when we started the sprint, but I realized as I put the comment in that there was some comments that came in before that I hadn't read. So yeah. Let's see. JC said, "Damn, Gwenna," and Gwenna replied back that 17-year-old Gwenna had great boundaries. Fair enough. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Let's see. JC said, "That's a good husband, though, because he was actually smart enough to listen and give her space." And Gwenna replied back, "You can't say I won't love you anymore to a 2-year-old with no impulse control." I think that's in response to the prompt. Toddlers could be mean, I'm telling you. Ow. Oh, sorry. My back was itching, and I think I just peeled off the scab. Anyways, did you? Sorry, this comment made me giggle. JC said, "Wow, were you one when y'all started dating?" I know what she meant to type already. I already know, but it still makes me giggle because Gwenna's reply was as sassy as that, and I love it. It says, "Yes, we were one. It was all arranged." She replied back, "Seriously, high school sweethearts." Damn, Gwenna. Me and the Huts have been together since there was a year gap. We don't count. We don't count it. Let's see. YouTube jumped. Give me a second. And then JC replied back, "Sorry, I'm at 17. Apparently my 7 key got stuck. Oh God, I can't believe I put 1. You jumped in and you said hello." I'm going to say got half of 1 lesson done while kiddo was home. Kid went to check mail with dada. Got 4 lessons done. Kiddo came home. No lessons done. Parenting. JC said, "Send what?" I already sent it. We're good. Going to send 4 more lessons tonight, and then I'll do the labs in the morning. Then I'll take my tablet to work tomorrow and do it during my back of house shift. Okay. It took me a second to read that correctly. I'm not gonna lie. JC said, "You're making good progress, Gwenna. Slowly but surely, and you're doing great. Awesome. All right, I've made it to the end of the comments that I can see."
So on Facebook, like there's this Facebook page for like job openings in the area, and a friend of mine keeps on like tagging me in every single like opening that could possibly like. And then my new person I'm seeing had sent me something on Facebook Messenger. I didn't find it, so I looked in the Facebook message, like the messenger request, and this random person from a hotel was like, "Hey, I saw that you're looking for work. We're looking for a breakfast attendant at this hotel in town." That was on May 12th. I have an interview on Monday.
Woo!
So I responded. I'm like, it's been like 2 weeks. I've been busy. I've been like offline a lot, busy with other things. No, I haven't filed for divorce yet because there's still paperwork I need to gather to get that started. But other stuff I've been busy with. Yes, I have an interview. I mean, I've had interviews in the last week, but they haven't panned out anything. So hopefully this one will do good. Yep, that's what I got. An update. Hopefully I get a job before, all my bills are horribly late.
Whoopsie. Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
I mentioned earlier that earlier in the stream that now that I have my birth certificate, I was going to do it last Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
However, since last Monday, everything was shut down for Memorial Day. I was afraid that the office would do like let's do an extended weekend and be closed on Tuesday, which is the only day they're open here in town. So I was like, nope, there's things I can do at home. Let me not even go into town just in case they're possibly closed. I'll get things done, and I will do it next Tuesday. So this Tuesday coming up, I will be going in and hopefully leaving with an ID so I can start working.
Yay.
Because I desperately need a job. Desperately need some monies.
My ex is still MIA.
Okay.
Haven't heard anything from him, but that'll just make the whole divorce thing easier. I did get a toll charge bill issued to him, but sent to this address for 2 days after he bailed in the middle of Kansas because he doesn't. We've never been on a toll road when we traveled for 7 years, but of course he's on a toll road now. But don't know when honestly, I don't care where he went. I don't care if he found a girl. I don't care if he found a job. I don't care if he just got tired of being a family man. I don't care. I just would like an explanation to give to the kids. Like some reasoning. So, but I'm beginning to think I probably won't get it. So I'm learning to live with that. And I'm moving forward to happier things.
There you go.
Yes.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
Yep.
Alrighty. I don't see any new comments. So that's not what I want there. Hold on. Let me put a marker in. Boop. That way I know where to start the comments and I don't get lost. And we're going to start another sprint. So, 30 minutes on the clock. Here's our prompt for anyone who wants to use it. It says, would you like me to wait for you or should I go on alone? That is your prompt if anyone wants to use it. Again, you do not have to. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. That is time, everyone. Let us know how you did what you did in the comments. What was
I oh, okay. It was a jar of peanut butter that the kids left out and accidentally kicked it off. Jackson, will you put it away, please?
Okay.
I didn't even see it. What I work on? Oh, I was working on this scene between these two characters that are finally, after a longer time than anyone thought they should give each other, they finally are making a move on each other in the barn. But like a normal, like they're not like a makeout scene, and then they are going to be like, this isn't the time and place for this. And then later on, they're gonna finish. But basically, I just was like, this is what happened. So now I'm going in and like actually writing the words and dialogue and stuff like that. And now that I am a little bit more, I would say happier, now I can write the romancy stuff a little better
Okay.
than trying to write one and the husband ends up not succeeding in living.
I mean, maybe he shouldn't have fucked up. I'm just saying.
I'm like, well, then I can't call that a romance now, can I?
That's true. That's true.
So I was like, so I decided to wait, and now I am a better place all around. So we're good. I'm
Okay.
moving forward.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. What'd you do?
I played around with the cover still. I'm still not 100% happy with it, but I'm happier. Happier. Yeah, it's fine. And then I was looking at my June calendar to see what my plan is as far as like writing stuff goes. I forgot that I had already like half-heartedly filled it out with tasks I would like to do, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do any of these. Like, not in this order. Because I need a break from the Serenity universe at least for a week, and it had me start like jumping right into to edits and stuff, and I was like, no thanks, no thanks. So I got to redo that, which I'll be doing on the next sprint, and I think that's pretty much all I did. I also did some calculations because I was curious. Because one of the things I'm looking at doing with the Serenity universe is I'm putting out each individual short story as an ebook. And then when I do the omnibus, it'll be ebook and paperback. And so I was like trying to calculate what the final word count is going to be roughly. And I'm like, okay, we can work with this. We're good. We're still in the general area where I want to be. So yay. Final word count's going to be roughly, it's not finalized because none of the stories are final yet, but it'll be roughly like 95,000 words for all 7. So I'm telling myself that as long as the stories in each of the different series don't go over 15K, we're good. Because 15K times 7 is 105, and that's just too much for me as far as like the floppiness and big of a book. You seem to be calculating in your head.
Never mind. I can't do math. We're good.
Oh, I had a calculator out and everything.
I was trying to go like, okay, 15 minutes times 4 is 60, because that's an hour. And then tomorrow would be 30, so that's 130. No, God, that's 100. See, I can't do math. We're good. It's fine. I just teach algebra. I don't know it. It's fine. Whatever. Let's move on. Obviously, it's not 130. It's an hour and a half. Anyways, whatever. Okay. So then how long is your omnibus going to be when you get it all? Like the $7 will be around 100 and some odd pages, or 100 and some odd thousand words.
This will be about 95,000.
95? That's
Yeah,
a good, that's it.
But the first story in the next series, which is already written because it was a part of a different anthology, is sitting at 14K. So I was like, okay, I was trying to calculate the universe as a whole. How long can each story be before it's like too long to put in omnibus form? Is basically what I was trying to calculate in my head. And as long as none of the stories in the universe, none of the 49 are over 15K, we're in my happy range. So, all right, I'm going to check out the comments real quick and see what's going on there, and then we'll go from there. Okay, let's see. Gwen said, would you like me to wait for you, or should I go on alone? Just let me grab my wand real quick. For the last time, you don't need a wand in an ice cream store. I love that. And JC said, I'm over here uploading my video while doing all the social media things. And JC was like, I don't know why YouTube keeps marking Gwenna's messages as needing to be moderated, but it's annoying. She hasn't said anything that remotely needs moderating. Gotta love how everyone's letting AI bots do everything these days. It might be the numbers. I don't know why, or the word want. Because wand can be used in a number of different ways.
Well,
we're not getting into it.
Nope, not getting into it.
Not getting into it. And then JC said, Gwenna, give Leah a kiss from me. Give Leah a kiss and a hug from Auntie JC. Gwenna said, done. Yay! That's adorable. So, I don't see any comments that need to be moderated from Gwenna, so maybe JC's taking care of them before I can see them. Gwenna says, oh, I got moderated out of my last 2 lines of that drabble. That sucks. Okay, so there's comments I wasn't seeing before. There it goes. Okay, they're showing up now. I had to refresh the page. Okay, so to finish off the drabble, it says, I want a divorce. And then the first person replies, Avada Kedavra. 1 lesson to go, and the tablet is dying. Hubs is going to try to put the kiddo to sleep. We'll see. Okay, that explains why Leo was mentioned. Okay, I was confused about that. Let's fix something real quick. I think that's what I do everyone. Okay. JC said, oh, because I already clicked OK. Was trying to hide comments, and I just clicked show. It just did it too. Okay. Yeah, it's not even showing them on my side that they need to be modded. That's the reason I was like, maybe she's getting to them before I can. But then it wasn't showing any comments from Gwenna. And then I refreshed the page, and now it's showing everything. So we're good. Dobby has been given a shield. Dobby is a protector of the realm. Congratulations, Gwenna. You now have mod abilities. Yay! And maybe with you being a moderator, it will stop like trying to moderate your comments. Though there's been a couple times where someone has been a moderator and it has popped up something and had me like approve it. So who knows what YouTube's doing these days? Oh, goodness gracious. Gwen says, I will carry this honor to my grave. I don't know. I like the idea of carrying it to your rave, too. I'm just saying. And JC says, because I was real quick with accepting her comments. Fair enough. Gwen said, but we can party if you prefer. And JC said, don't make me think of Dobby. Sad face. All right. I've made it to the end of the comments. Will it let me? Nope. That's not what I want. I do not want that. That is not what I want.
All right, I have a funny story because I feel like we need a funny story before we go to our next rank.
Okay.
And it's a funny story about me and how I feel like people pay too much attention to things on Facebook, okay? This is a funny story. So, last time I talked to you guys, I said that I was like hanging out with someone, getting to know them. Well, it's progressed, but we haven't like put it anywhere officially on Facebook because we're waiting for my divorce to go through. Okay. All right. And like the kids have met him, like he's really nice. Like they met him before we started dating, whatnot. Um, he has like a business Facebook page, and I have one for my other stuff. So like anytime either one of us like post something, literally we just say good morning and then we'd like to post. That is it. Okay. So then
Okay.
people were like, I wonder if something's going on. Like 8 people in the last 2 days have come to this conclusion. Oh, I wonder if something's going on. And then they're like, wait a minute. Last week on Friday, there was this Cajun cook-off for like crawfish and jambalaya and stuff at the county fairgrounds. He went and tagged that he was going, and he said he was going. And then I also shared that this is where I'll be spending the day. But I did not take him. He did not take me. But people came to their own conclusions that we were there together. We were, but that's not the point. The point was that like people followed our pages and followed what we were doing on Facebook and came to their conclusions all on their own without me saying anything. I'm like, you guys have too much time on your hands. Because like I got together with a group of people yesterday and they're like, so how's that tamale guy that you're dating? I'm like, how do you even know that? And none of you guys are friends with me on Facebook. And they're like, but we're friends. We follow his page and we follow your author stuff and we noticed that. So I thought that was funny and it was my own lovely way of realizing that this town is not really as big as I thought it was. Because people were paying attention to what I was doing and I wasn't really like I wasn't like purposely being secretive or like purposely trying to like keep it from people. Like obviously I'm telling YouTube, so whatever. But like the fact that people like took the time to think in their brain about what was going on was unusual for me because I'm not usually someone that people pay attention to in this college town that I thought had a lot more population than it did. Um, yeah, just funny in a way. Like years ago when I was doing wedding planning and I was like sharing like where we were going and getting flowers at Hobby Lobby and stuff like that, I went to like this mock meeting like a month after I started planning and they're like, hey, have you found a place for the wedding yet? I'm like, how do you know? And it just made me realize like how much people pay attention to random things that you say online.
That's why you have to be careful what you say online.
Which I wasn't even saying anything online. Like I was purposely not saying stuff to people here online. Just people noticed in some weird ways. And like I comment and support everyone that I run into at the vendor shows, and I share everyone's posts, not people I'm interested in. They're like, yes, but we had a feeling. Everyone had a feeling. I'm like, well, that's interesting. I wish you could all tell me a different feeling, but I just found it amusing in a way. Probably wasn't as amusing to you guys, but it was a better story than Dobby. So there we go.
All right. On that note, we're gonna go into. Is this our final sprint? Yep, this is our final sprint of the night. So sprint number 4. Here is. Boop. There we go. Put that in the comments. And here's our prompt for anyone who wants to use it. Again, you do not have to. And it says, look, see that? There's a castle on top of the hill. Let's go check it out. That's our prompt. Again, you don't have to use it if you don't want to. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time, everyone. That was our final sprint of the night. How did you do? What you do? Let us know in the comments.
I finished up the scene I was doing, and I'll finish it tomorrow, I guess. Yep, that's what I did. And now I'm eating some food snacks.
Snackies are delicious. Okay. I was playing around with the cover still for the most part. I don't know why I'm playing around with covers when I haven't even finished the stories those covers are going to go to, but meh. And then I started doing my calendar stuff that I was going to do and realized I need to like sit down and actually figure out what projects I want to work on before I actually do that. So, meh. All right. Looking at the comments, Jocelyn said, "Go and call it a night. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for joining us, Jocelyn. It was nice to have you." Everyone saying bye to Jocelyn. And then Gwen said, okay, I'm done with the participation activities and notes have been taken for the labs tomorrow. Going to take a sleep aid and hit the hay. Yay! Night, y'all. Thanks for hosting. It is really the only way I would have gotten this far. I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining us, Gwen. I love having you here. She said, last one. Look, see that? There's a castle over on that hill. Let's go check it out. The castle with the moat and the busted windows and a ghost staring at us from the tower. No one with sunshines and no, the one with sunshines and wrinkles. Duh, the haunted one. White people. That is hilarious. That is. I would definitely go check out that haunted castle. I'm just saying, 100%. You could tell me the ghosts have been killing people for the last 100 years, and I'd still be like, let's go check it out. Okay. Muhammad has just joined us. Hello, but we are going to be wrapping it up here because I need to go to bed. I just saw that the husband jumped off of Steam, so that means he's probably going to go to bed, which is good because he's got to be awake in 6 hours. So, all right. If you want to let the lovely people know who you are, we'll wrap up and get out of here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie. I write romance stories with a happy ending, and I frequently live stream. Honestly, most of my videos on YouTube lately are live streaming, and I am working on my next great series based in the west area of Texas. I will let you all lovely people know when I know they'll be released at some point. Sometime in June, I will release book 1. And then I'll let you know, like, my schedule going forward for this next several books after that. But that's what I do, where I am. Then at the end, I guess. You got from Skye. What would you like to say?
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. For those who don't know, my name is Skye. I write fantasy under 2 different pen names, novels and novellas under SD Hegyes, short stories under Coda Hegyes. The first story in a new short story series comes out June 23rd. I just wrapped up the first draft of the final story in that series today. So now it's just a matter of self-edits, final edits, beta readers, all that fun jazz between now and the end of time, it feels like, basically. So, yeah, that's what I've been working on. That's what I'm doing. I usually tend to post vlogs on Tuesdays, videos on Thursdays, and I live stream on Saturdays. I was doing gaming streams on Thursday evenings. I don't know if those will continue in June. We'll see. I might do pop-up streams every now and then, but we'll see what's going to happen. But yeah, a lot of it depends on what my job situation looks like in June. So, and that may affect other things coming up too, but we'll see. But yeah, that's going to be it. So thank you all for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and pop us out of here, and everyone can have a good night. So